Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, coming at you with Set 2 of Samsung Khan versus SKT1. This is going to be best for SKT1, and Stork. My man Stork for Samsung Khan. So this should be just epic. Two amazing Protoss users. Both of these two were part of the Dragons of old. I guess we can call it of old because, well, the aura of greatness surrounding the Dragons has kind of disappeared over the last 6 months or so. It's kind of non-existent anymore. But these two are former Dragons. They're whatever, you know. They are part of the Dragons' former glory, and they are both fantastic PvPers. Stork is generally considered one of the best PvPers of all time, along with especially of today, along with Bisu. They're just in an absolute class. But Best is remarkably good as well. He's actually got he's got a better winning percentage than Stork. He might even have a better winning percentage versus Protoss than Bisu. I don't actually go check it out, see what his actual winning percentage is, but yeah, he's on a level with Bisu actually in terms of winning percentage. He's winning 2/3 of his games versus Protoss, which is insane, which is just absolutely ridiculous that that you could win that percentage in this kind of a matchup. But these two have played many times in the past, and just looking at it, looks like we've got 4 wins for Best in the past, 5 wins for Best, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins for Stork. So it's very, very close so far in their history. No one's really had the extreme upper hand. Stork did knock him out of the Incred OSL 2008, and also knocked him out of the Bacchus OSL in 2008. So that kind of sucks for Best. Best got knocked out twice by Stork. That's a little bit on the painful side. But this is not a Star League. This is just Pro League. So I'd say Best still has a very, very good chance. Stork does bring out his best in Star League. Yeah, he may be the King of Silver, but you know, you don't get to be King of Silver without getting to the final game so many times, and that's what that means that Stork is just a great player when it comes to Star Leagues, and really is able to turn it up a notch. Got both players just playing very, very standard, throwing up their simulators, and it looks like both players are actually also going for Zealot first builds, throwing up second pylons as well at different points within their bases. No one's skipping that Zealot. No one's going for that early cybernetics core. You can see pretty standard PvP right now. A nice anti-manner pylon from. Actually, yellow is going to be Stork, and brown is going to be Best. Sorry, I didn't mention that a little bit earlier. But yeah, brown is Best at the 6 o'clock position, and Stork is in yellow at the 12 o'clock position. If you guys didn't know that before, how I figured that out after not really watching most of the beginning of the map, if you look at the little thing in the top left, SKT1 is Best team, and he's in brown. So that's pretty much how I did that. And if you ever run into one of those situations, like I think MBC and Eastro, both of them are in Korean, and you can't figure out whose is whose, and let's say someone in their video description forgets to put down the players, yeah, just restart the video and try and watch, because you're just not gonna be able to do it anyways, other way. And we got a pylon going up for Best at his 3 o'clock expansion. Kind of weird, because I think that also blocks his nexus. Kind of weird that he's going for that right in that particular spot. It's good for scouting information, to watch for a scouting probe coming in, maybe a sneaky Zealot or a sneaky DT. But I think he might have, well, maybe he might have placed it at the right spot, so it doesn't really block his block a nexus if he wants to throw it up later. But yeah, we've got Dragoon range researching for both players, and still waiting to see that tech come up. It does look like Stork has taken down Best's scouting probe, and by the way, Best has changed colors to red. Either I was blind before and I thought red was brown, or they changed the colors. I think they changed I'm gonna go with they changed the colors, because I hope I'm not going blind, because that would really, really suck. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Got a Dragoon wandering around for Stork, trying to find a scouting probe if it's coming. It looks like Best is just playing very carefully, throwing down pylons everywhere. No, this is actually a nexus at the 6 o'clock position. Going to take a very, very early base, but it looks like Stork is actually going to go scout this out, setting a probe to the bottom left right now. Going to skip it over a couple of mineral lines, and he's already throwing up a robotics facility, which means he will have an extremely, extremely early a shuttle if he wants it, and he could do anything from just a 4 Zealot drop to a Reaver drop to just any multitude of things really that he could do to take this down and make Best pay. He could really make Best pay here, especially if he comes in here, scouts it out, and then turns around. Oh, yes. Stork does it. Stork does the little turnaround. He gets a scout out, and Best maybe didn't realize that he has been scouted out. It's very, very possible that he didn't see it at all. That would be the very, very fringe of his sight. Come very, very much the fringe of his sight. He would have to do. He would have to be very, very aware to have seen that. That would be very impressive if he did. And actually, it looks like Best is going to go for a little bit of scout as well. Going to try and sneak a probe through at the 12 o'clock position. Doesn't look like Stork's really going to be able to stop this. Doesn't look like he's really paying too much attention. Instead, he might be pushing out here a little bit, coming out with a shuttle. Does not have a Reaver yet. That support bay just finished, so there's no Reaver out quite yet. And that Nexus for Best is up right now. It looks like maybe he'll just ferry some troops right over into Best's new expansion. That's a possibility. Could ferry it into the main. Just has a lot of choices right now how he wants to attack right now. Wants to put some pressure on for sure. Looks like he's picked up maybe a Dragoon and a couple Zealots. Looking at the forces that are left on the ground, that's what it looks like he's taking. And yeah, looks like both these players throwing up pylons, and Best is going to try and scout out Stork. And Stork sees this, he's throwing up a pylon of his own, but at the same time, he's going with a shuttle to the 6 o'clock position, going to do some damage. And we've got a Dragoon coming out, going to try and block this probe from getting too much of a scout, and we'll see if it's able to stop it. And needs 2 more shots, I think, to kill. 1 more, and get it. Oh, yeah, he got it. So he does not know whether or not there's a base at the 12 o'clock. Well, actually, he has a probe over there, so he does know. But, yeah, he doesn't really know what kind of tech yet. Doesn't know for sure that it's a Robo yet. Got a couple Dragoons here for Stork. Gonna make it difficult for Best to mine from this patch. Probably gonna ferry in a couple more Dragoons as well. Maybe support it with a Reaver once a little bit later on. Could be very, very effective. Yeah, we've got 4 Dragoons now being floated over, escorted over, and I'm gonna put some pressure on this base. Gonna start taking patch shots at that pylon and that Nexus and putting a lot of pressure on Best. Best needs to protect that base. He has a little bit of time that he can wait to produce some more units before he can push in. And now we got Best coming in here, gonna try and pick off a couple of these Dragoons, and Stork needs to micro that Dragoon back, and does do so, and does get some good micro. Oh, better micro from Stork than from Best. Far better micro from Stork from Best. Stork has a half-dead Dragoon, whereas Best has a full dead Dragoon. That is a superior micro from Stork. And Best coming in here into the mineral lines, actually able to pick off one of the Dragoons, but this is very dangerous for him. Losing a second Dragoon, this is very, very dangerous for him. He's absolutely going to lose this micro battle when you're stuck in those mineral lines like that. And some good micro from Stork. Actually going to try and pick off that shuttle. Might be able to... Oh, picks off the shuttle! He picks off the shuttle! That is absolutely huge! That means if a Reaver does come out, he's going to be lacking so much in mobility right now. A couple of Dragoons being snuck over by Probe, pushed over by Best, which is also a good play. But it looks like both players have lost about an equivalent amount of Dragoons. Maybe 1 more Dragoon lost for Stork, but that shuttle is down for Best, and that is huge. That is absolutely huge. That's going to make it hard for him to do anything from DT drops to HT drops to using a Reaver if he is producing one to anything. But key is that Best has saved this expansion. That is huge. He's gonna that economy is gonna kick in about 30 seconds if he can get that going. And we got another shuttle coming in here with a couple Zealots along with a Reaver, and now this is gonna get much more interesting. And that Reaver can shoot around those mineral lines, and getting 8 Reaver kills right now before Best could really realize it. So once again, Stork is just putting the hurt on Best, making it so that even though he has this early expansion, it's not letting him get that economic lead that he or the economic advantage that he really wants. Best has not really been able to establish any sort of mining at this base. He is going to get another scout in on Stork at the 12 o'clock and have that probe that was snuck in a long time ago finally going to wander on in. And it looks like Stork has realized he's going to take down that probe. But it got some good information. Probably saw the mining going down at the natural expansion as well. If it was if it got close enough to that ramp. I think it did. I think it got close enough to the edge that it saw it. We got a Citadel of Doom coming up for Stork. Probably the same going up for Best. Both of these players are probably going to transition right into Templar tech as soon as possible. That is generally how you do it. And Stork's base has finally come up, and he's really delayed Best's base from coming up. It's almost equivalent when the economies of these two players in terms of their base counts. However, Stork has that second gas, and in all mirror matchups, gas is gold. Gas is more than gold. Gas is oil in war, I guess. Yeah. Who was it that said that? In World War II, someone said that. I don't remember.